in my school when we were like almost in class 4th or 5th or something, we used to think that sanitary pads are, because women don't have access to loos everywhere, so they're like diapers. We used to think that they're diapers. Yeah, for the longest time. Yeah. We didn't know.
Hi, Pari हूँ मैं from 91.9 FM Radio Nasha and I'm very very glad to be sitting here talking about this topic जो मैंने शायद कुछ साल पहले तक सोचा भी नहीं था कि हम ऐसे openly इसके बारे में बात करेंगे. Welcome Sumit, welcome Rakul, welcome Tejas.
Thank you.
Congratulations firstly on the title. I think it's a bang on title.
Thank you.
एक तो women and condom. It itself is a very shameful connection to make for people. जैसे women are hesitant to go out and buy condoms, like few men are hesitant to go out and buy sanitary napkins. So I think congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to know your perspective and your thought on the title. मतलब ये एक तो पहले thought किसका था to call it Chhatriwali?
I think it was Chhatriwali from the beginning,
from
right?
From the beginning.
Achha.
From the beginning. So when the script came to me, it was already titled Chhatriwali, and I thought it's such a cool title because you have so many contexts of, whether it's what we are talking about under the same umbrella, so many issues. Even when you see the film, how in context it comes as Chhatriwali, and Chhatri is also protection from the rain, to bin mausam barsat, and all those things. So I thought it was a very relatable and fun title.
मुझे ये genre बहुत पसंद है, humor and comedy, because इसके through आप बहुत ऐसी चीजें कह सकते हो जो generally आप नहीं कह पाते. And also it's very strange. My first source of sex education was humor. Was jokes. And school, college में लोग jokes crack करते थे, and sex conversations were called non-veg jokes.
Yeah.
Has this happened?
Yes, of course. All of us have been through that.
So I think it's such a great, way and a great genre to pick to convey this message. But मैं आप तीनों से जानना चाहती हूँ, what was your first source of sex education? कहाँ से आपने सीखा, कहाँ से सुना, कहाँ से पढ़ा?
एक्चुअली स्कूल कॉलेज में यही होता है कि एक ग्रुप बन जाता है, थोड़ा सा एक क्या कहते हैं सेक्लूडेड ग्रुप होता है जो थोड़ा बोल्ड होता है, क्योंकि वो उम्र में उस उम्र में लोगों को कुछ पता नहीं होता है. देन दे स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस थ्रू जोक्स, थ्रू व्हाटएवर दे हियर. उस वक्त जो फिल्में आती थी, अगर कोई फिल्म है जिसमें कुछ बोल्ड सीन है, देन दे स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट. So that becomes a pool of conversation which eventually gets into a bigger and deeper, I would say, and trickier conversations. तो I think वही होता है. आपको ऐसा पिन पॉइंट तो करना मुश्किल है, but definitely टेक्स्ट बुक्स नहीं थे जो होने चाहिए कि सही तरह से इंफॉर्मेशन पता चले ताकि उसका नॉलेज बन सके. तो ये आई थिंक बदलना चाहिए और हम हमारे फिल्म के थ्रू भी यही कहना चाहते हैं.
Yes. Rakul, what was your source?
I think for me it was school. We had a seminar on sex education in 9th standard in school.
Wow.
But again, because of the topic that also 9th class की bio में होता है, and if you've seen the trailer, what we're talking about in the trailer, the reproductive system. Yeah. So it's so funny कि आपको पता है कल teacher reproductive पढ़ाने वाली है, so you want to bunk the class. Right? And I don't know why we are like this, right? There is a reason it's in the book, but we were all giggling, अरे आज ये पढ़ेंगे, we don't want to say that, oh, these are the parts, or, the female reproductive system, or male, or let's just study one. Since then it's been going on, but it's in the books. So I think my first introduction was the books, and in the same year, we had a seminar, and again we were all giggling and wanted to not attend the seminar, or if they asked, and I remember it was a 1-hour seminar, and they said any questions, and none of us said anything to questions, question पूछना ही नहीं है हमको. And later when you grow in life, I mean when you're an adult and you evolve, and you're like, but this is so important.
Very basic, and like this says ना option नहीं, compulsory है. This is the only thing life में किसी के पास option नहीं होता है. Were you in an all-girls school or a co-ed?
I was in a co-ed. I was in a co-ed, which is why the giggling.
Sumit, आप all boys school में थे, co-ed में थे?
Co-ed में था मैं, co-ed में था, but हमारा भी it was a very small school that I studied in, तो वहाँ पे as such sex education की class नहीं हुई थी. There was one compulsory lecture that was supposed to happen when we were in class 9, and there was literally a 10-minute, PPT that was given, and nobody was asking any questions, and the teachers were embarrassed, and the kids were embarrassed, and then it was just done.
Yes, yeah.
So it's not probably the right way to go about it.
करेक्ट. एंड मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर घर पे इसके बारे में कॉन्वर्सेशंस होते हैं ना तो चीज़ें थोड़ी सी आसान हो जाती है, नॉर्मल हो जाती है. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज कि व्हेन वी वर ग्रोइंग अप ये कॉन्वर्सेशंस घर पे होते नहीं थे. इफ यू आर वाचिंग अ फिल्म विद अ फैमिली एंड उसमें अगर कोई ऐसा सीन आ गया यू वुड बी सो एम्बैरेस्ड. हाउ वाज इट लाइक घर पे फॉर यू? वर कॉन्वर्सेशंस लाइक दिस नॉर्मल या बातें होती नहीं थी?
नहीं. I grew up in a very traditional middle class household. तो वहाँ पे इन चीज़ों पर बातें नहीं होती थी उस ज़माने में तो. और हाँ मतलब as you grow out, as you step out and as you see the world, you sort of educate yourself informally about things and you know, now at this stage of life, you know, we are in that position where we provide a certain environment, we create the environment at home. So we try to be better, you know, and we are also evolving as human beings.
Yeah. I think we're a reflection of what's been happening for so many years, right? It goes on over generations and generations, and then every generation becomes a little more liberal, and then a little more liberal.
Yes.
So I think when I was growing up, I could speak about things to my mom and not to my dad, and my brother would speak to my father. But or even when it came to educating us, my mother would educate about good touch, bad touch, you know, from a very young age, like 6-7 years old when I was, that you're not supposed to go out, because the kids need to know. If you don't know, then how will you be able to raise an alarm if there is a problem, you know, or even about the menstrual cycle. But it was always mom.
मुझे याद है एज अ किड मेरे दिमाग में ये चीज़ थी कि जो शादी करते हैं उनके बच्चे होते ही हैं. मतलब बच्चे होते हैं क्योंकि लोग शादी कर लेते हैं.
अरे हम लोग we were doing this you know, those Google searched questions, or actually even जिस तरह के questions आते हैं, the funny questions that people ask. Can I tell you that when I was in high school, or I think when teenager 16-17 के आसपास, there's so many girls who used to think that if you kiss you get pregnant.
Yeah.
You know, and I know of people who have popped pills that if we kiss we get pregnant. Just imagine, because of misinformation, they are doing things to themselves which could be life altering, which could be damage, like you know, it's suicidal literally. And if they were educated at the right time, they would not be taking such steps, you know. So yeah.
मेरा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन यही होने वाला था अबाउट मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन. मतलब सारी प्रॉब्लम्स की जड़ ये टू मच इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन दोनों होती है. सो ऐसा कोई मिथ, जैसे आई वॉज टॉकिंग टू अ फ्रेंड, ओके, एंड उसने मुझे कहा कि व्हेन शी वाज इन स्कूल शी हर्ड 2 गर्ल्स टॉकिंग कि जैसे सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स आर फॉर वुमेन वैसे ही कॉन्डम्स आर फॉर मेन, उसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में. एंड आई वाज लाइक ओ माय गॉड, ये क्या है? So, ऐसी कुछ मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन या ऐसा कोई मिथ आपको याद है जो आपने इट्स अ कॉमन क्वेश्चन फॉर ऑल 3 of you.
I mean, in my school when we were like almost in class 4th or 5th or something, we used to think that sanitary pads are, you know, because women don't have access to loos everywhere, so they are like diapers. We used to think that they're diapers. Yeah, for the longest time. Yeah. We didn't know, because I think those days the ads just started popping up on television, and we kept thinking, what could this possibly be for? And then we came up with our own theory. नहीं, पूछा नहीं घर पे, but we came up with our own theory and we were convinced. Much later in life.
See, that's so important to tell people that, you know, I mean, it's just basic biology of our existence.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
तेजस, आपको याद है कुछ ऐसा मिथ?
ये मिथ तो 2-3 मिथ्स थे, उसमें से एक वो था कि किस करने से प्रेग्नेंट होता है. ये बहुत कॉमन था.
ये बहुत कॉमन मिथ था हाई स्कूल में.
ये पढ़ाते नहीं थे, कोई कौन पढ़ाएगा ये. पहले तो क्लास नहीं लगती थी.
करेक्ट.
ऊपर से क्लास लग भी गई तो ये बात तो कोई एक्सप्लेन करके नहीं बताएगा. उसमें क्या था, एक और मिथ ही बोलो आप, कि टीचर्स को लगता था टू मच इन्फॉर्मेशन विल लीड देम टू डू सर्टेन थिंग्स.
करेक्ट.
तो बताओ ही मत इनको
कि वो फिर ट्राई करेंगे.
पता ही नहीं चले तो, लेकिन आज नहीं पता चलेगा, कल तो पता चलेगा.
गलत वे में पता चलेगा.
गलत वे में. सो गलत और गलती वो दोनों नहीं होनी चाहिए. इसलिए वो इन्फॉर्मेशन आनी बहुत जरूरी थी.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वन मोर सोर्स ऑफ दिस, यू नो, हाउ पीपल लर्नड अबाउट सेक्स एजुकेशन वाज आल्सो थ्रू फिल्म्स. हमारी फिल्मों के थ्रू भी, एंड आई थिंक फिल्म इज अ ग्रेट व्हाट टू से अ मीडियम, राइट? बट एक टाइम था जब फिल्म्स में जो लव मेकिंग सीन्स के लिए भी जो सिंबल्स यूज किए जाते थे, लाइक द इमेजरी दैट वाज यूज्ड, फूल दिखा दिया, दरवाजा बंद हो गया तो यू नो कि कुछ हो रहा है. डू यू रिमेम्बर एनी वॉचिंग अ फिल्म जिसमें ऐसा कोई सिंबल या ऐसी कोई इमेजरी थी टू शो अ सीन?
क्योंकि फूल आते थे गाने में and all of that. Yes, of course we remember.
जैसे आई रिमेम्बर दिस फिल्म, करण अर्जुन देखी होगी आप लोगों ने, उसमें वो गाना है जाती हूँ मैं.
हाँ, उसमें भी आता है.
उसमें घोड़े यूज किए गए हैं. There are horses. Whenever Shahrukh and Kajol are having a scene, it cuts to a horse ka face.
So you know, so I'm not saying that you show it explicitly in films.
Right.
You know, it's not needed. You don't really need to show love making unless it's really a part of your narrative or it's a scene which defines the story. You know, and even our film is not trying to sensationalize anything.
Correct.
You know, there is a difference in sensationalizing love making or sensationalizing any taboo topic or educating about a taboo topic.
Actually, just adding to that, research wise also what we know right now is actually a very, very recent, when I say recent, maybe 100 years, 150 years. If you slightly go back in the time, we were quite evolved as a society. You go to Khajuraho, you go to a lot of south temples in the south, and you see a lot of things educating people, because a couple of years back before this, we had gone to Khajuraho on a trip, on a road trip, and a very interesting thing happened. And we were friends together, my wife and our couple of, like two of them, a couple. So we went and talked to the priest, and we asked that how could we have these imageries on the temples. So they said that earlier this used to be the education center for the society, because the schools were in a different form.
Right.
You had to go to a gurukul for 12 years, and for those who couldn't go, they used to come to temples every day. So this was a point where they could actually learn about it, and the society was much more open. It was only last few decades that we have backwards aa gaya. Even today, I want to mention it here that my native place is Nagpur. So around that there's a big part of jungle, and there are people who are staying there for ages. They are very open and vocal about it. So sex is never a problem for them. If they have something which is out of wedding, they just sit together, all of them as a society, they talk about it, discuss, do you want to take it forward in a marriage, or you just want to leave it there, and they are fine about it. So I'm saying that they are much more open and true to their natural instincts, and we have gone into a shell and we don't talk about certain things which are extremely essential in your life. I think that's what we need to change in our society right now.
Yes. I want to talk about your character, Sumeet. I think it's wonderful because you are playing this guy who is ignorant, right? And generally, ज़्यादातर फिल्मों में ये दिखाया जाता है, we have been pushed with this information कि a man is supposed to know everything. So, did you also see this character like this? I feel it's amazing. I feel यहीं पर एक stereotype break हो जाता है.
I mean, not just me. I mean, a lot of people around me in the film are pretty ignorant about certain things, and we are representing a certain section of the society which otherwise has no problem, you know, which are not bad people. They're just unaware or ignorant about certain things because of the years and centuries of conditioning that has happened. You know, they're not bad people or bad at heart or anything. You know, they're just they've been conditioned to believe in certain things, and they've never questioned it.
Yes.
You know, so that's where the character stems from. And Rishi's character, how he stands out is that he does not have any complexes as such. He's in that sense that if he doesn't know something or if he's believed something, and if his wife comes and tells him that this is not right and this is how it should be, he'll probably be okay with it. You know, he's not good. He's not like complex with the fact that, oh, because I'm the guy, so I am supposed to be right, or I'm supposed to know everything, you know, and that's what makes him endearing, I guess.
I'm going to finish with, no pun intended, of course. I'm going to finish with this game. तो ये बहुत ही fun game है, which is called Put Your Finger Down if you've done the following. मैं आपसे सिर्फ 5 questions पूछने वाली हूँ, and अगर आपने वो किया है, you have to put your finger down. ये
दिखने तो नहीं वाला है ना?
हाँ, दिखने वाला है. And आपको explain करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. I will not ask you to take names or explain. Ready? Are we ready? Okay. So just
सभी
5
लोग?
minutes. हाँ,
अच्छा,
तीनों
okay.
तीनों. All right. Avoided watching a film with family क्योंकि उसमें scenes थे.
If you've done it, we have to fold a finger.
हाँ, if you avoided a film because of that particular reason.
पांचों कर लेते मन
ऐसे
बहुत
को
बार किया है।
बचपन में भी
हाँ।
और वैसे भी ऐसी को फिल्म फिर साथ में देखते ही नहीं है, ऐसी कोई देखनी ही नहीं है अगर उसकी
अब पता ही नहीं था तब तो फिर ऑप्शन नहीं था।
ऑप्शन नहीं था।
Correct. Okay. गए आकर एंड दे टुक इट बिकॉज उन्हें लगा कुछ खाने की चीज़ है, वो लेकर गए एंड वापस आकर दिए कि ये तो आप रख लो, ये तो हम यूज़ नहीं करते, पता नहीं क्या होता है. सो आई जस्ट होप कि यू नो विथ अ फिल्म लाइक दिस ये जो गैप है ये रिड्यूस हो जाए. वन लास्ट थिंग एंड वी एंड विद दिस, एक मैसेज जो आप तीनों देना चाहोगे टू द यंगस्टर्स एंड द पेरेंट्स, बिकॉज आई फील वहाँ पर भी एक गैप है जो अगर रिड्यूस हो गया, I mean, there will be so many Chhatriwalis, I feel.
Yeah. Well, I just feel that this is, you know, firstly starting from our film, it is a family film. So please watch it with your family. I can watch it with my parents and, you know, my family. So that to begin with, to start with that. And I feel that if parents sort of create an environment at home to have a dialogue with their kids, then they will save them from making mistakes in their life, mistakes which could affect their health, which could be mentally damaging, which could be physically or emotionally damaging. So I think everything begins from a conversation and everything begins from an environment that we create in our society. And for the youngsters, I mean, we are the future of the country, and I think we should be more responsible towards towards the people that we become, and how we take the society forward.
Yeah, I think a message needs to go out, Sumit, आपके side से to all the men, because आप, as I said, आपका character एक stereotype break कर रहा है. So आप क्या कहना चाहोगे?
नहीं, ये कहना चाहूँगा कि प्रोटेक्शन यूज़ ना करना कोई मर्दानगी का काम नहीं है. देयर इज़ नो machismo involved in that. If you're not concerned about the partner you're with, so that level of sensitivity will only help you become a better man, more of a man than you think if you do it otherwise. And and the conversation about parents and kids, you know, if you create an environment in the house where certain topics are taboo and you cannot talk about it, and the more you try to hide it, the chances of the kids going in the wrong direction are far more. If every topic is accessible and you can have a conversation about it, then at least the kids would know what, you know, they'll have a choice. Otherwise they don't.
Yeah, and Tejas, what would you add?
So बहुत short and sweet है कि घर पे ये सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात करना और ये सब्जेक्ट स्कूल्स में पढ़ाना ये ऑप्शनल नहीं है, कंपलसरी है. और छत्रीवाली को देखना ऑप्शनल नहीं है, कंपलसरी है. तो देखना ज़रूर और बात भी करना ज़रूर, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है.
Absolutely. And जो teaser था मेरे को याद है कि इसका ज़माना गया, you said इसका ज़माना आ गया. So I hope कि we actually see a ज़माना where there are more open conversations like this. But thank you so much, Sumeet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rakul. Thank you, Tejas.
Thank you.
All the very best for the
Thank
film.
you so much.
Thank you.